Some elements which exist as diatomic. Di means how many? 2 diatomic elements. So who are those? Easy to remember. Which gas you breathe in?
Oxygen.
Huh? Oxygen, right? So what is the formula for oxygen? Huh?
O2.
O2. Good job. Not O. O is the atomic symbol. How does it exist in what gas? I don't breathe O. I breathe O2. So oxygen exists as O2, diatomic element. Nitrogen exists as N2. Hydrogen exists as H2. Bromine exists as Br2, Cl2, I2, and F2. How many are there total?
2.
How many?
How many elements in each one of those?
No, how many are there total?
Oh, 2.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, okay.
Total 7. So in the periodic table, there are only 7 elements which exist as diatomic. Who are those? Hydrogen. Then after hydrogen, you do, this is what you have to do. It starts from 7. So you draw like a 7, like here, and then, sorry. They draw like this, come here, and then come down. That's 7, right? So that's why you start with 7 and you go like this to 9 and come down. So this is what? N2, O2, H2, F2, Cl2, Br2, I2. They all exist as diatomic.
You said
Now,
I was the last one?
yeah, iodine, I2. Now there is another type of elements. There is only one element which exists as tetraatomic. Tetra what? How much? Tetraatomic. So what is tetra means what?
10.
How many?
10.
Deca is 10.
Tetra 3?
Tri is 3.
30.
6?
What type of milk cans come, milk cartons come in? How many corners they have?
4.
So it's tetra is 4. So tetraatomic, there's only one element which exists as P, which is P4. And what is octaatomic?
8.
8. So octaatomic. Octaatomic. So that is only one element exists as 8, S8. So what is that element? Sulfur, S8. So remember those. So those are called. So now what is an element? How do you define an element? Element is the simplest form of a matter. It's called element, which cannot be broken down chemically anyway. So they have same type of atoms. So if I take element calcium, it contains only calcium atoms. If I take potassium, it contains only potassium atoms. So they have same type of atoms. So those are called as elements, monatomic. Then same thing here, Br, F2, fluorine. Fluorine is an elemental fluorine, elemental iodine, elemental chlorine, because there is element. Element means which can be the element which have is the smallest unit of matter which cannot be broken down chemically. So if I take copper and I cut it in several pieces, am I making it a gold? It's still copper, right? Even if it's a small powder, it's still copper. It contains copper atoms, right? So that's what. So remember that. These are the elements. How do you define an element? Anything which is made up of same type of atoms is called as an element. Like this O2. Is it made up of same type of atoms?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then F2, same type. Br2, same type. Like that. Okay? So these are called as
What was the one that you said existed as octatomic?
sulfur, S8.
Sulfur. Okay.
And how many monatomic elements did you say?
Oh, monatomic, all the metals. I'm going to tell you which ones are metals and the noble gases.
So we just need to know metals and noble gases.
Yeah, all metals and noble gases.
Okay.
Okay, next one. Okay, so now everybody understood. So you see, so what is matter? Matter is exist in 2 types. Oh, is it 7:30? I thought it's already 9. I got scared. I need to pull it back. Okay, matter exists in two types: pure substance and mixture. Pure substance, again, pure, they are only made up of one single component. That's pure. If it is mixture of components, it becomes a mixture. If the mixtures are uniformly blend together, that is homogeneous mixture. Example, air. Air is a homogeneous mixture. It's a solution. All homogeneous mixtures are called as solutions. So air is a solution, gaseous solution. Now, if I have, what is a mixture of two alloys called as? What is a mixture of two alloys is called as? Sorry, what is a mixture of two metals called as? I just gave you the answer.
Pure.
Atomic.
What?
Well, what do you mean?
What is a mixture of two metals called as? Alloys.
Or alloys.
So I give you an example. Brass. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Copper is 67%, zinc is 33%. So when I mix copper and zinc, it becomes brass. And when you have a brass, you don't see it all remains as one single metal. You don't see a little bit of copper, a little bit of zinc. It's uniformly distributed. That's why it is called as a solid homogeneous mixture. That's why it's called. Copper and zinc is a solid solution. Now air, which is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere? Which is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere? What? Anybody answer? No?
Carbon.
Nitrogen. 78% of atmosphere is nitrogen. Now how much, what is the next one? What gas you breathe in? Oxygen is 21%. So what is 78 plus 21? 99, right? So that 1% is the mixture of all other gases. And then other gases is 1%. Okay? So that is 78%. So who is in the larger quantity? Who is in a larger quantity?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen. So since nitrogen is large, do you see a big cloud of nitrogen floating?
No.
Or do you see a big cloud of oxygen floating?
No.
They are uniformly distributed. Right? That's why they are called as a homogeneous solution. So if I collect the sample of air in Arkansas and I go to up north and I collected north of the US, if I go and collected the air sample, it always contains the same definite composition, which is 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, and the remaining 1% of this. Okay, those are called solid solution. So we did solid solution is brass, air solution is the air. Then what is? Give me an example of a liquid solution. Remember, so homogeneous solution is what is a solution? Homogeneous mixtures are called as solutions in the uniform distribution. So give me an example of a solution.
Salt water? No.
Good job. Salt solution, sugar solution. Because I'm mixing two things, right? Sugar and water. I mix. Do you see sugar floating? No, right? So that's why you made a sugar solution. When you mix salt and water, you made a salt solution because they're uniformly distributed. But when the particle sizes are bigger, your eyes can see. But the particle sizes are so small, eyes cannot perceive. So you don't know there is that compound there or not, unless you see some kind of big purity, you can pick it up. But if it is so small, eyes cannot see, you cannot see that there is impurity. Okay? So remember that. So remember this chart is important, flow chart. So matter exists two types, pure substance and mixtures. Pure substance can be elements which are made up of same type of atoms, like O2, N2, Cl2, Br2. It's the same type of atoms. What are other anything with pure substance is one component. Then this contains elements. What is a compound? Compound is again it's a mixture of two or more elements, but different elements. If it is the same element, it is called as a element. If it is the same type of atom. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So I give you an example of an element. O2 is an element because it's made up of same type of atom. But if I take H2O, are there how many same type of atoms are there? There is no same type. One is oxygen, one hydrogen, right? So how many types are there? 2. Are they different?
Compound.
Are there different elements? Yes. When a so before I go further, what is a molecule? If anything which has more than one atom is called as a molecule. Is this an oxygen molecule? Is it a water molecule? Yes. So how do you define a molecule? Anything there is more than one atom, say a different type of atom, they are called molecules. And molecules are of 2 types. This is if a molecule is made up of different type of atoms, that type of molecule is called as a compound. So what is a compound? A molecule which is made up of different type of atoms. So why this is a molecule? Because is it more than 2 atoms? 2 atoms plus 1, total 3 atoms, right? So it's more than 2. So if you have more than 2 types, different types, those are called as compound. But if you have a same type, they are called as elements. So like bromine, Br2, Cl2, these are same type of atoms that become. So that's an element. But if I take water, it's a compound. Now, is this a compound or element?
Compound.
Compound, because it's a different type of atoms, right? Is it a molecule?
Yes.
CO2, is it a molecule?
Yes.
Why?
More than one atom.
Good job, more than one atom. If the molecule is made up of different type of atoms, it is called as a compound. If it is made up of same type of atoms, it is called as an element. Okay, homogeneous you got, heterogeneous you also got. Okay, let's do I'm going to give you a small break and I will start the next, the sig fix. I'm going to stop here, this one.